Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the creator and do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization. The creator of this video is not responsible for any errors or omissions, or for any actions taken based on the information presented in this video. Viewer discretion is advised. In the previous episode, we discussed that personnel involved in the Manhattan Project simply followed instructions without knowing the specifics of what they were doing or why. The details of their work were completely unknown to them, as well as to anyone else. Indeed, female participation in the Manhattan Project was widespread. One important task involved the processing of filters required for the gaseous diffusion process. During this process, female employees were assigned to the second shift during their menstrual cycles. This was because women's hands would sweat more than usual during menstruation, and such sweat could affect the functionality of the metal materials. At the time, many people might not have been aware of the existence of the entire project, until Vice President Truman learned about the Manhattan Project after President Roosevelt's death. You can imagine how dramatic the situation was. Furthermore, many tasks in certain types of mechanical controls were performed by women. For example, the primary control work at the Y-12 electromagnetic separation facility was carried out by women. These circumstances were indeed quite remarkable. By June 1945, there was enough 20 kilograms of uranium-235 at Oak Ridge to manufacture an atomic bomb. At the Los Alamos laboratory, it was discovered that uranium-235 could be used to create a bomb. However, due to production limitations, the demand could not be met. Because the principles of atomic bomb detonation were involved, it was not referred to as an atomic bomb at the time, but rather as a uranium bomb, a bomb made with uranium. However, due to the insufficient production rate, they shifted their focus to another metal, the highly toxic metal, plutonium. They assembled a team of about 600 people to work on the implosion-type plutonium bomb. In the end, a total of 3 atomic bombs were produced as part of the research and development program. Overall, the research process involved deeper investigations, but I won't delve into further details. Let's talk about J. Robert Oppenheimer. In reality, on July 16, 1945, the first atomic bomb was successfully detonated in New Mexico, USA. Why did we initially see the involvement of numerous dedicated scientists and physicists in this project? And why did Oppenheimer become known as the father of the atomic bomb? In fact, he deeply regretted his involvement in the research and development of the atomic bomb afterwards. After his initial test explosion, Oppenheimer famously said, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
So you can imagine that when he made this statement, everyone understood the gravity of the situation. Despite the circumstances, it was expected that Oppenheimer would enjoy great fame and fortune after the war due to his role in the project. Actually, quite the opposite is true. Frankly speaking, when it comes to the atomic bomb, J. Robert Oppenheimer's name may not be widely known among the general audience. In fact, it is only in recent decades that more people have come to learn about him. Bringing up his name again is relevant because it relates to the 1950s. The era of McCarthyism and the fear of communism, during which he was one of the major victims. Personally, I believe this was partly due to his German Jewish heritage, and his association with German physicist Heisenberg. It is true that he had discussions with Heisenberg about atomic bomb theory before World War II. He came from a wealthy background and grew up in a large mansion in Manhattan from a young age. He received the best education available, as he was also a highly knowledgeable and talented individual. He had a particular fondness for chemistry and mineralogy, among other fields. So, when he traveled with his family, he enjoyed searching for minerals on different mountains. At the age of 18, he majored in chemistry at Harvard, where he developed a strong interest in physics as well. Later, he went to the University of Cambridge in England. Initially, he intended to work in the prestigious Cavendish Laboratory, which was at the forefront of physics research at the time. However, despite his impressive research in the field, he performed poorly in instrument control and was rejected. If you are aware, the Cavendish Laboratory is highly esteemed in the field. Oppenheimer primarily engaged in theoretical scientific research, but had average performance in practical applications. After being rejected from the Cambridge Laboratory, he was an exceptional student at that time, almost a prodigy. However, his relationship with his mentors at Cambridge was not good, which led to him suffering from depression and frequently lashing out at his friends for no reason. There was even an incident where he placed an apple laced with poison in his mentor's office. But fortunately, the mentors did not eat it. Otherwise, he might have ended up in prison for life. Fortunately, his father intervened and resolved the issue, providing financial support and engaging in extensive communication and explanation. This allowed Oppenheimer to overcome the situation. In fact, his father played a crucial role after these incidents occurred. Without his father's support, I believe he would have faced numerous difficulties. His psychiatrist suggested that Oppenheimer should spend more time outdoors, go out with friends at night to alleviate his depression. In 1926, J. Robert Oppenheimer eventually realized that his studies and development at the University of Cambridge in England were not progressing smoothly. So why didn't he directly go to one of the world's leading universities in the field of theoretical physics? That university was the University of Göttingen in Germany, led by Max Born, who was one of the pioneers of quantum mechanics. Oppenheimer decided to continue his academic pursuits there. He had the opportunity to meet many important figures in the field of quantum mechanics, such as Heisenberg and Dirac. Oppenheimer obtained his doctoral degree within a year and published more than a dozen papers on quantum mechanics. Consequently, when he returned to the United States upon completing his studies, he had already become a highly distinguished figure. Just imagine, he taught and conducted research simultaneously at the University of California, Berkeley, and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology for 30 years. He primarily focused on research in fields such as astronomy, optics, quantum field theory, and even astrophysics. His work in these areas was exceptional. However, unfortunately, during that time, many scholars and intellectuals had left-leaning positions. This was because while these scientists delved into cutting-edge science, they also witnessed many injustices prevailing in the world at that time. Therefore, a significant number of American scientists inclined towards left-wing perspectives. This was a genuine situation of that era. As a result, in December 1938, German scientist Otto Hahn discovered the phenomenon of nuclear fission. Shortly after, in 1939, Austrian atomic physicist Lise Meitner also published papers on the principles of nuclear fission. This sparked the theoretical foundation for the development of nuclear weapons. Under the rule of Nazi Germany, they immediately initiated weapon development programs. This situation began in the early stages of the Third Reich, Nazi Germany, as I mentioned before. German scientists and even scientists from other fascist countries such as Italy were concerned that Germany would be the first to create an atomic bomb. That is why they fled to the United States. The time for this episode has arrived again, and the Manhattan Project will continue in the next episode. Please stay tuned. Thank you for watching.